The Spanish prodigy recently implemented a subtle tweak to his delivery, a modification carrying an uncanny resemblance to a legend. Observers must pause the footage. Observing the downward angle and specific hand placement reveals a startling truth. The youngster's delivery suddenly mirrors the Serbian master's technique. Analysts consider this adjustment a profoundly brilliant developmental milestone. The burning inquiry remains whether the Spaniard actively adopted the veteran's signature throwing motion. Furthermore, the overarching significance of this shift demands a comprehensive analysis. History rarely witnesses a competitor possessing the sheer dynamite currently wielded by the prodigy. Lightning footwork, unparalleled baseline thunder, and artistic versatility define his arsenal. Yet, amidst such terrifying brilliance, a singular element consistently registered as merely adequate rather than absolutely overpowering. The initial strike never presented a glaring weakness, yet it lacked that fluid, automatic lethality demanded of an immortal champion. For any athlete pursuing absolute greatness and hunting the legendary Serbian, microscopic refinements ultimately decide destiny. Consequently, freshly captured clips of the Spaniard initiating points immediately ignited intense murmurs across the expert community, signaling a fundamental transformation. Casual spectators might overlook the alteration, as the kinetic chain maintains fluidity. The timing appears organically undisturbed. However, decelerating the playback precisely following the vertical release suddenly exposes a drastically different mechanical narrative. The youngster repeatedly executes a maneuver specialists dub the snake posture. That specific configuration echoes the Serbian icon's perfected sequence. The underlying mechanics unfold predictably. Elevation of the sphere precedes a steep downward plunge. Crucially, the dominant joint visibly bends into a dramatic contraction. Banishing premature extension, the champion's forearm hinge maintains a coiled, tensionless compactness, heavily echoing his veteran rival's silhouette. Such precise mimicry entirely defies mere coincidence. The seasoned legend possesses an exceptionally frictionless kinetic delivery across history. Eschewing raw velocity or visual flair, the veteran established an undeniably bulletproof and flawless blueprint. This serpentine stance describes the exact fraction of a second where the frame plunges earthward. Severe joint flexion occurs while the limb remains completely devoid of muscular rigidity. The master's execution appears radically pronounced, featuring profound inward bending and a completely perpendicular orientation relative to the playing surface. The holistic action completely masks the underlying exertion. Suppleness, unlocking ultimate potential, has become the prodigy's focus. Spectators should avoid calling it an exact replication. The elder statesman maintains superior looseness, a more profound physical bend, and an ultimately silkier cadence. However, contrasting this dynamic against his historical baseline reveals a massive biomechanical leap forward. Historically, the phenom prematurely exposed his strings, bleeding kinetic force from his joints and substituting sheer muscular violence where structural grace would have sufficed. Currently, the inward bend persists longer, the striking surface remains hidden, and the kinetic flow resembles a fluid pitch. The Serbian influence echoes loudly. Enthusiasts frequently misunderstand a crucial secret. The tucked snake posture yields advantages extending far beyond sheer velocity. Absolute command reigns supreme. Contracting the joint automatically shields the string bed completely. The upper appendage traces a significantly purer trajectory, violently reducing the risk of premature palm exposure. Such mechanics guarantee terrifying unreadability, pinpoint reliability, and paradoxically higher pace born from reduced physical strain. The Spanish superstar manifests these exact magnificent traits. Examining the subsequent critical snapshot captures the precise instant the frame travels overhead. Outdated iterations of his delivery revealed exposed strings during this phase. Presently, a distinctly concealed orientation perfectly mimics the champion's blueprint. This delayed acceleration empowers the athlete to crack the whip flawlessly, summoning devastating weight without forcing muscular fatigue. Put bluntly, crushing strikes requiring minimal taxation represent the ultimate biomechanical treasure. The prodigy hardly requires the towering delivery of someone like Isner. Emulating the Serbian master serves a strategic purpose, as his entire tactical identity prioritizes baseline dominance, ruthlessly punishing returns, and commanding the battlefield. A streamlined delivery mathematically ensures effortless scoring, rapid holds, and vital stamina conservation crucial for grueling marathon encounters. Accumulated margins rapidly dictate ultimate victory. Therefore, accusations of outright theft remain inaccurate. The sport mutates as transcendent talents extract, brilliantly modify, and relentlessly perfect superior mechanics. The Swiss shaped the Serbian, who molded the Russian before ultimately transforming the Spaniard. Such adjustments represent profound maximization rather than mere plagiarism. Fully embracing this biomechanical leap exponentially elevates the prodigy's ultimate destructive potential. An increase in untouchable strikes, surgical accuracy, and career durability becomes inevitable. Merging these traits with a terrifying baseline arsenal creates an apocalyptic force dominating current landscapes and guaranteeing absolute supremacy for 10 to 15 grueling calendar cycles at the pinnacle. The sporting world remains profoundly divided. Observers question whether the prodigy actively hijacked a rival's architecture or merely experienced an organic developmental progression. The channel invites audiences to debate below. For enthusiasts craving meticulous athletic analysis, one must certainly pledge absolute loyalty to Tennis News Network's upcoming broadcasts.